What is up, guys, and welcome to episode 5 of the Twins with the Fringe podcast. We've got some special guests today. We've got Miss Ella Marshall-Pinder.
Wow.
We've got Miss Amma Ris. Okay, let's just get
Bye.
straight into introducing themselves and what they do. Go on, Ella, you go first.
So, my name is Ella. I am currently 18 and living my best life.
Very
And at the moment, I'd say what I'm doing is studenting. But I used to do lots of different things. The books.
Thank
At
you.
the moment, it's the books.
The
but I
books.
used to do the stage. So, we'll be talking about that later.
Period. She chose books and looks.
We'll see.
Go on, Amma.
My name is Amma. I'm almost 18, and I'm literally the same with you, Ella. I literally just do like studying now, but I do music as well, so I'm into production. I'm into production.
Period.
Yeah.
We love it, and we're going to
Love
delve
that.
more into that during the podcast.
Yes.
So we've got some questions. We're going to be talking TV. We're going to be talking confessions. We're going to be talking about our glow ups and all of that and all some mad things. So yeah, let's get straight into it. All right. So we'll go into the TV subject first. So first question, I'll go Ella then Amma to answer. First question is, what was your favourite thing about working in TV?
Ooh. Okay, disclaimer. I prefer working in like musical theatre to TV overall. And the reasons for that I'd say is like, for me personally, I like the thrill of like performing live, whereas with TV, like you just get bored of it.
Yeah. It's like
So, but I would say my favourite thing about TV, like the longest stint of TV I did was 4 O'Clock Club. And that was 5 years, and that was so much fun. But I think the thing that made it really nice is that I had a very kid-friendly cast. And we all used to stay in these like apartments, like that kind of were like rented out on a weekly basis. And like we all used to go to each other's apartments and have pizza, or like we were so naughty. Like we were shitbags. We were literally like, we used to, the chaperones. So you have people that look after you called chaperones, who like basically, but when you're under 18, they make sure that you know you're eating, you're not setting anything on fire or whatever. But I just remember, like, as much as I had a lot of trials and tribulations on set, like, it was always a good experience being around the other people. Like, you did create a family, and I think that's one of the big things that will kind of come upstairs, that, like, there's a thing that comes with being in, like, the performing arts.
Love it. Go on, Amma. Favourite thing about working in TV?
Oh, it's so boring. It's literally the same thing. I like meeting new people.
Oh wait, guys, just a little FYI. When we all met in Lion King, we was all in Lion King. Well, me, Amma, and Kai were in Lion King at the same time. I think Ella was in it
at the same time.
Yeah, we were at the same time.
So Anna's the connecting bridge.
Yeah, Amma's the connecting.
Amma was in it the time that I was in it, so like half my contract and like probably half theirs.
Yeah.
And then I was in it first, and then the twins were in that.
Amma then. No, Amma then. Wait, what?
Me, Amma, you guys.
Yeah, cute.
I did Lion King tour before I met any of these lot.
Period. How was that? Like, what's the difference between the tour and the West
Oh my
End?
god, I love this. The difference between tour and West End is like, okay, so in terms of basic daily life, like when you're on tour, you live there. So like, we did Manchester, Birmingham, and Dublin, and then there was another contract that was for Scotland that they wanted me to go to. My mum was like, it's too cold. She's not going.
Too cold?
Yeah, she was like, she's not going to Scotland. It's too cold, so I didn't go. But anyway, so I was like the youngest person they'd ever taken on tour. I was like, I just turned 8, and like I'm 5 foot, I'm tiny.
Wait, I was in it when I was 11.
No, see, I'd already done Wizard of Oz, so like I'd done a musical, so they were like, yeah, let's put you in it, because I was so fucking loud, and I was just tiny.
8 years
So they were like, great, tiny, not like. Anyway, so yeah, I was literally 8, and I was living away from home for a week at a time, and then coming back, and we did the whole rehearsal period. It was so, like, for a kid, I think I'm a very resilient person. I think you guys all are, because to be in the industry, like, not that it's a sob story, but it just takes a certain type of person, especially a certain type of child. Like, you're every day taking criticism, like, not necessarily because people don't like you, but they're looking for a certain thing. So you have to. Well, it's just, I feel like. And I feel like this is something we'll get into as well, is like, I feel a lot more mature than sometimes people around me, just because maybe like being in the working world, being in the adult world, you've seen people like do something to earn money, you've been earning your own money, like stuff like that, like paying your own bills, paying your own holidays.
Can you pay my bills?
Going to Tenerife 2023.
Wow.
But literally, like, it's a thing of, I just feel like your eyes are open so much more at such a young age that it's like, you know, and like I said, I was away from my mum at 8 years old, so the whole world, you know, I had a phone. Like, most kids don't get a phone until they're like 13. I had to have one because I was living in a completely different city. Like, it's crazy.
I feel like even though we probably don't realise it because we've all done it, like, the thing about doing things live is like, it is like pressure and responsibility. So that's why
Oh,
I think a
100%.
lot of us feel a lot more mature than like.
And the stuff
when we
I
go
used to think
like,
with Lion
school.
King is like just things like safety. Like I always remember used to being so scared. You know when you had to jump for the curtain? That thing was a metal chain, you know, it just can't
What is
wait
it?
to be
Oh,
king,
Can't
where
Wait to
you
Be
had
King,
to
Yeah.
and you had to jump over. Like that thing was
Do
a
you
metal
remember like
chain.
the middle? It like there was like a revolver in the
Yeah.
middle, and you had to jump from like off that, and I
Yeah.
had no balance. I was literally dying the entire time.
Don't like there were so many things you just had to think about like
Yeah.
at such a young age. But in terms of difference between tour and London, I just say day to day, like London I was checking in and out with the tube, like it was long. And I just say tour, maybe it was because I was younger, maybe it was because there were new people, but the whole living away was a real experience, whereas like, you know, Lion King London, it was a very different thing. I've been doing it for a very long time. You know, it was a whole new group of people, but I don't know, there was just something about it that felt very different. Like also we didn't spend as much time together on tour, we were living together, like we had slept and breathed all these people. We lived in a house in Manchester, we literally we weren't allowed up to the boys floor on the top floor, but like, you know, so I just think that
At 8 years old.
yeah.
Hey,
Crazy.
what do
Exactly.
they think's gonna happen?
Guys, I was a sword.
Wait, what? At 8 years old, you was a
No,
sword.
I wasn't a sword. The teeth. Anyway, they were not. But yeah, like I just think it's so interesting. Like just the whole experience.
Alright. Okay, next question. What is something a casual person wouldn't know about TV? Both of you.
Okay, so when you're like dealing with food on set, it is so annoying. I was on Good Omens and I had to eat this ice cream, and we had 27 different takes of me eating ice cream.
This is what I'm saying about TV, man. It's long.
And
like,
I was just going through ice cream like over and over, because obviously it keeps melting and they need like it to be continuous and everything. At the end, I couldn't eat vanilla ice cream anymore because it was disgusting.
That is mad.
I've had stuff like that, like especially for a pop club, you were doing the storylines all whack, so you were doing all sorts. Like we had to eat boiled eggs one time. I remember we had to eat them and then like spit them out like the second after.
Oh my God.
But one of the things I'd say is this is less like not shock horror, but like things like people don't realize how much time and effort go into such small things. Like did an ad, and it was just things like the coffee. It's not really coffee. There's actually like a tampon that's just boiling water to make it like it's steaming. They literally put boiling water over a tampon so it like expands, and then they just leave it in the cup so it looks like it's steaming. Because obviously,
Wait, so it looks like a tea bag?
So it looks like the coffee is steaming and hot. Like
They used a tampon.
yeah,
That makes
so
sense.
there won't be anything in it, and like just so that like it carries on. Like it's just little things. Like I just don't feel like people think that so much effort, and it's just tiny things like a little tiny advert that will take 2 seconds about a jar of beans or something like that. There'll be like 30 people working on it, producers, camera people, this costume, like, and it's just like sometimes I don't know if this is a thing of as an actor. Sometimes I would be sit there and be like, is this really necessary? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you don't. Obviously, you're not on like the BTS.
we have the most low maintenance job. We're just there like hi, like.
No, for on the subway shoot, they were like painting the sub, like
That's what I mean.
and,
Like
adding,
it's all sorts of crazy stuff.
They were like one producer came in and was like, "Can we add more meat on this side?
Yeah,
there's not enough chicken on this side.
Meaty.
Can we paint in the mayo colour so it
yeah,
looks more
literally.
white?" It's so
But I
funny.
feel like that's not just for TV. Like I used to be such an early theatre kid, and the thing I used to like to watch, like I feel like every theatre kid goes through the phase of like behind the scenes videos or like making some. And I used to love looking at all the like puppetry stuff and like the staging stuff, because I feel like, I mean, we all know Lion King, but like loads of other shows that we've seen, like it's so amazing how they do the staging stuff. Shouts to Frozen when that dress came off.
Oh, how do they do that?
Have you watched it?
I have not.
Oh my god, the musical version, you
Yeah.
literally blink. I blinked and I nearly missed it, and her dress just comes off, and it's like she's in the legs.
How does that happen? Do they pull a string off?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it
so.
must be
They
attached.
They
to
must
something.
pull a string.
So like they pull the string and it goes into the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. I
I
just
don't
feel
get
like all sorts of stuff like that. Another one, the chandelier in Phantom is awesome as well. It like drops in the middle of the show.
Oh, really?
Wicked has a big
I need
dragon
to
at the
see
front
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like for you guys to have a presence at a young age? Like you was in a musical, you was in TV, and you
In
just
the
Like
aisle.
some sort of media.
in the aisle,
yeah,
in,
yeah.
yeah, in the aisle.
At all opinion or like just.
Me personally, I'll be honest. I was an attention seeker.
You
So
gagged.
I was gassed. Like I enjoyed it. Like, the reason, okay, here's a story that we tell everyone at every family gathering. Told it about 1,000 times, but so I was my mum's only child. Like, I come from a single parent household for like the first part of my life. So like, it was just me and my mum, and I was just a really, really like confident child. Like, I was very like I wasn't rude, but like apparently from like 2, if people came to our house, I'd like get their shoes, and it was always their shoes, and go bye-bye, like if I was done with them being in my house. I did it to my priest when he came to sign for like my baptism or something. Apparently it was awful. But like, so I was just very loud, and my mum was like, okay, this kid needs to do something, because I'm like one of the oldest in my year. But so like, she was like, she needs to get into something. So I just started Stagecoach, and she thought it would kind of quiet me down because there'll be other kids. No. They put me right at the front. It only got worse. They were like, she should join the agency. I then straight away got like my first audition. It was full of like pretentious little girls. Like, it was for this tiny bit in this movie. Like, but I got it. And then like after that, my mum often says like, if I hadn't have got it, like, it is interesting, like butterfly effect stuff. Like, if I hadn't have got it, she was like, I don't think I would have let you do it, because I was just so uncomfortable in the environment. And she was like, but you wanted it. And I think in terms of being in the media and that kind of presence, very early on, I enjoyed it. I didn't have no negative experiences. My nan called the paper when I got into the Wizard of Oz, and I was in the, she didn't actually joke.
No way.
But like, in terms of growing up in it, there were some times that I do feel like there were some mistakes I made, where it just got to the point where, you know, you start to get views. And I was in year 8 when I was in like whatever, like things like 4 o'clock club and stuff like that. So by then, you know what Snapchat is, you know what Instagram is, you want the views, you're seeing the likes. And as a child, maybe I was dressing a bit older than I should, or like just, you know, your friends were getting hundreds of likes, you were getting thousands. So you thought, how much can I post? And like, as a girl, it was things like it was getting to summer, and I was just wearing shorts that were definitely too shorts and should have been posting, and then all sorts. And it's like, you know, maybe it would have been the exact same way with growing up in the 21st century, but I feel like because I had the platform, you get a taste of it, and you're like, how far can this go? But I definitely think in more recent years, I've kind of wanted to, or kind of refine my image, or, you know, it's just a thing of, now I'm older, it's okay to kind of post that stuff. But I just feel like maybe when I was younger, I got introduced to it just a bit too quickly. Like I said, having a phone from 8 years old, that's it, you're in that world. So it's like, and also the industry of being in media is you're surrounded by people who are constantly dressing in this and dressing in that and wanting to be on TV and so you're just kind of like, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's true. I like what you said about also from before, like the butterfly effect, like if she hadn't done this, or if that hadn't happened, because like literally if your mum hadn't like put you in Stagecoach, then the butterfly effect and everything, literally me and Taylor, like, we didn't even grow up wanting to like necessarily act or anything. We didn't actually know what we wanted to do. Like in primary school, I used to be like, I want to be a basketball player. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and like if we hadn't gone to see Maleficent that day and gone to the charity shop, and we went to Acusia scouted us. Shout out to Acusia, who we just mentioned. Basically, we got scouted for Lion King. We went into a charity shop and she was in there and she saw us and she was like, oh, would you guys like to audition for Lion King? We'd never ever
Is that how it happened?
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah, we'd never sung, acted or danced in our lives. Like, it was mad.
That's so impressive. What?
I know. And we was just like, yeah, like, we'll come. And then we went to the audition, sung Happy Birthday. And then, went to Cub School.
That's crazy.
Mad. Yeah, and then I got in. They sent Taylor back to Cub School because they only needed 1 Simba and 2 Nalas. And then, like, this is what I'm saying, everything happens for a reason as well. A week later, like, a boy's voice broke or something, or sounded like it was breaking, so they got Taylor. So Taylor came in like 2 weeks later,
that's
and then
lit.
it was like,
That's so lit.
Taylor was in the show with me. Like,
That's crazy. I believe that whether it's the universe, whether it's spirituality, whether it's God, there is a plan. Like, there is a way that, like, sometimes you do just need to. I'm a bit of a control freak, and sometimes you just need to let go and see what happens. Like, for me, it was a thing of, I was in The Wizard of Oz. That's what I got through Stagecoach, and there I met this chaperone called Russ. Shout out to Russ. Probably owe my career to him. Best chaperone ever. It was this old, like, I think it was Scouts guy. And, like, there were loads of kids in The Wizard of Oz. We were all munchkins, so, like, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Anyway, and, like, we used to go out for fish and chips in the middle of Covent Garden. Like, I was 6. I said to my mum, apparently, I came home and I was like, do people do this for a real job? Is this, like... So when I was in that show, I met him and he was like, oh, you'd be a great Nala. Like, he had a nickname for me, LMNOP, and I still, like, say it and stuff.
LMNOP,
LP, all of them. But then, Miss Honeycake. But then, like, he was like, yeah, you should audition for Lion King, whatever. So he spoke to Sylvia's because he worked for them. Yeah. So I got him with their agency, and then they put me in Cub School, and usually they only put kids in every 6 months, like, and then they do the auditions or whatever. And I went in at like 3 months before audition period, did the audition, did it, 3 months, got in straight away, and there were so many people that were furious because you were only allowed to be there for 18 months before you got too big or like, you know, to let new kids. And like some of the monks were absolutely furious. They were like, it's not fair, like we've been here for and I was just like, but yeah, so, you know, you never know what's going to happen. How did you get into School of Rock?
Oh,
Do you know what it was? I auditioned.
Kick it to the man.
Stick it to the man. Kick it to the man.
Oh,
That was bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
that's alright. I auditioned for Matilda first. No, I auditioned for...
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all? No, I lied. I auditioned for Bugsy Malone, and my voice wasn't high enough, so they put me to Matilda, and they said, you're too tall, so then they put me to School of Rock.
Don't. Lavender, they had me audition about 5 times. Charlie as well. They brought me back every 6 months and was like, yeah, we want you to do that every time. You're too short. I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to grow. Stop wasting.
Me and Taylor walked into the Charlie auditions for Augustus Gloop. We were the only black kids. Everyone went. You know when you go audition.
To be fair, I feel like you guys would have been better as Mike TV. I feel like you.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Like, cause you like.
I don't know what agency I was. So. Do you not remember we had to yodel? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we had to yodel, and I was just like. It was so awkward.
Oh my
No,
God.
for real. So Amma, what is it like having being in a few shows, your name's kind of out there, like your people are coming to watch you every night. What was that like for you? Did you feel pressure?
No, if I'm being honest. Like, when people would ask me about, like, theatre and stuff in school, for some reason I felt embarrassed about it, just because no one around me. That sounds like such as a...
Like, yeah.
No, not in that way. It's just, like, I don't want people to know, because, especially my school was very, like, toxic, and people definitely just, like, made a few like curses in their head every now and then to like everyone, so I don't want to get like voodooed by anyone. So every time someone would be like, "You're doing this, you want to be in this industry," I'd just be like, "Oh."
Sorry, but you was the one making money. Period.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
Low key, even if you didn't tell anyone in your school about it or like you wanted to keep it down, you was the one making money. So whether they made fun of you or not.
You know what? One thing I will say is that people like, not that they're unsupportive. I don't know, like with you, but I've also found like people can be quite invasive because you put yourself out there. People then think it's okay to like intrude and just ask stuff. Like younger kids, people my age will be like, "So how much money did you get from it?"
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I hate that question. Why are you asking?
And it's like, me personally, cost of living crisis is hitting us all. People get very, very kind of aggy when you don't tell them stuff.
Yeah,
like they start to think that, oh, you think you're exclusive. You think it's just like.
No, it's
this
your
is just my
private.
life.
And then they're like, oh, 2 figures, 3 figures.
Yeah,
4
like-
figures, is
like-
it good? Like, oh my God, like, get out.
And just stuff like if you've got projects and like, you know, you won't want to say something, people will be like, oh, so you're not going to say that.
Okay, so we're going to move on to another topic. So, have you guys seen the trend on TikTok? And it's like, oh, I wish I knew you earlier. Then they show like a video of when
Oh,
you're
them
younger.
earlier, yeah.
So I thought it'd be funny if we just like all found like a old photo of ourselves and like exposed ourselves a little bit for the little viewers watching on video. Has everyone got one?
I was not prepared for that.
Okay, personally.
Look when I'm high.
Here is the face.
Let me see.
Show the camera. Side-eye. It's the pink cap with the black haters. Side-eye.
Side-eye. This is me looking like an absolute MUA.
Let me see her.
So pain.
Oh my God.
The
What
one
is on
also,
your head?
should I do the one of me? This is me chefing like a bad bitch.
A bad guy. Give it an Amma. Wait, what one is it?
Bro, this is the best one out of all of them.
Is it?
Ah!
That gave. Oh my God.
You know it's a video as well, but I'm not going to show you.
It's fair to say
The
we've all had a
videos
good
are
glow
worse.
up, I guess. Okay, so we're going to move on to our top 5 songs of the week. So, as you guys always see mine and Kai's, we've given the chance to kind of our guests, Amma and Anna. So we're going to see... Period. We're going to see what their top 5s are. Who wants to go first? Actually, go 5th, 4th,
Okay,
4th,
okay.
3rd, 2nd,
Okay,
I said it right. Okay,
I don't know if I did mine in any particular order.
Okay.
I'd probably
Make
go
it
for,
on and out, yeah.
for fifth. I usually put this on like if I'm trying to get myself pumped up to go out or something, or like if I'm in the car, my dad would do little road trips. Big Pim Pim by Jay-Z. It's an absolute fucking
Big Pim Pim.
Big Pim Pim by
Pim
Jay-Z.
Pim. Pim Pim.
We doing big pimpin', we spending cheese. Check them out now.
Pim Pim.
Pin pin, like with an N.
As in like Pim
Pin pin, like pin.
Oh, I thought you said
Pim
Pim Pim.
Like 2 M's.
You said it too many times now.
Pim Pim. Pim Pim.
Sounds like Tintin.
Go on, Amma.
So for number 5, I said America Has a Problem.
No love don't get no higher than this.
Can't get no higher.
No. Go on, Amma. What's your 4th?
My 4th will probably be only because I've been listening to like it a lot, kind of from the past month, so I'll put it lower down. Kill Bill by SZA.
I might kill my ex. Not the best idea.
I might kill my ex. Not the best.
Is the girlfriend's next? How'd I get here? Go on, Amma.
Poetry.
I said Erykah Badu.
Okay.
Didn't you know?
Okay. I like that. I like
At
that.
the same time, Badu.
I like that we've got different genres.
Didn't you know? Didn't you know?
Go on, Ella third. At number 3.
Third, 3. I'll probably go with. It's a real bad attitude. It's gotta be my favorite party song, which is Shiny Anthem.
No, that's to me, I start problem. Them a man close and me walk on them. They don't have chat about me, I want them. Tell them this a real Shiny Anthem. Don't fight no girl over a man, me not idiot.
Now fight no girl over no man, me no idiot. If me take Jordan,
Yes, me a tell a man, me a keep
That-
that. Every 2 years, 3 different parts of this one.
But yeah, no, Shengen, it has to be. I play it at least once a week. I'm walking the dog around the park, and it came on. I was listening to really chill music. It came on, and all of a sudden, I left the dog off the lead. I was around the park, like it was so funny.
Go on, Amma third.
Miss Jackson by Outkast.
Oh,
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
Never meant to make it up and cry. I apologize to make
I will go with for number 2. I've been doing a lot of revision, and when I revise, the only thing I can put on is like classical or musicals because I know all the words or there's no words, it goes into the background. You know what I mean? Like I can do it. And so number 2, we've got Wait for It from Hamilton. I am the one thing in life I can control.
I am the one thing in life I can control.
If you haven't got into Hamilton, you need to get into
I
it.
need to get
Hamilton.
I love Hamilton.
But Hamilton is something that, to be honest, someone from Throwback Club forced me to like Hamilton, and then I resented it because I was like, couldn't get into it, you know. And then a couple of years later, I got into it, and then I got my mum into it, and now she's obsessed.
Really?
Like she watches it herself. She's in love with Leslie Odom Jr., who's the guy that sings that song. So yeah, Wait for It for Hamilton. It's just got an emotional. Je ne sais
Yeah, no,
quoi
I definitely want to watch
vibe.
it. Go watch it this
No,
year.
it's so good. But even if you can't watch it there, definitely watch the Disney Plus. Just
Amma, what's your second?
Second is gonna have to be Gunman Shift by
I'm saying, like a Mr. Kyle.
That's Little Miss. Intellectual murder people edition. Cack on fire for the gun life limited.
Intellectual murder people edition.
Not elegant in the wrong song. You're so confident with it.
I know, I said,
I like comments.
I need to go and sit in the corner. That's like the 3rd time I've done it, honestly.
Okay, and on to your first, guys.
My first
Top song of the week.
top song of the week, just because it has to be No Good Deed, Wicked.
No good deed goes unpunished. No act of charity goes unresented. No good deed goes unpunished.
no good deed goes unpunished.
Let all of us
Be
be
agreed.
agreed.
What's your first?
My first is Red Red Wine.
Red,
red wine.
Red, red wine. I don't know how that. I love that song.
You've been on serious reggae vibes. I like this.
That
I feel like
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being on the podcast, guys. Love you guys so much. And we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode.
Yes, and we'll see you guys in our next Freak Show.